Update the printer firmware for the HP Color LaserJet Pro 3000 and 4000 printer series. HP regularly releases firmware updates for printer enhancements, app updates, and issue fixes. There are multiple options that you can use to update the firmware. Option 1. Use the printer control panel. For this option, the printer must be connected to a Wi-Fi or Ethernet network. Option 2. Use the embedded web server. For this option, the printer must be connected to the same network as your PC or mobile device. Option 3. Use the HP support website. This option is for printers connected via USB, Wi-Fi, or Ethernet. Option 1. Update the firmware using the printer control panel. On the printer control panel, select Menu. Select Tools. Select Maintenance. Select Firmware and then select Check. If a firmware update is available, follow the instructions on the screen to update the firmware. If no update is available, then your printer firmware is up to date. Select OK. Option 2. Update the firmware using the printer EWS. The Printer Embedded Web Server, or EWS for short, is a site used for managing printer settings and features. You can update your printer firmware using the EWS if your printer is connected to your computer or mobile device through a wireless or Ethernet connection. For wireless connections, your printer and computer or mobile device must be connected to the same Wi-Fi network. To access the printer EWS, you must obtain the printer IP address. For printer models with a touchscreen control panel, select Menu. Select Info. Select Connectivity to display the printer IP address. For printer models with a non-touchscreen control panel, select Menu. Select Info. Select Connected under either Wi-Fi or Ethernet, and then locate the IP address. On your computer or mobile device, open a web browser and enter the IP address into the URL search field. If a warning message appears, select the option to proceed to the website. Accessing the EWS will not harm your computer. From the EWS homepage, select General and then select Firmware Update. Select Check for Update. If a firmware update is available, follow the instructions on the screen to update the firmware. If no update is available, then your printer firmware is up to date. Option 3. Update the firmware from the HP support website. This method works for printers with a wireless connection as well as wired Ethernet or USB connections. On your computer, go to support.hp.com/drivers. Select Printer. In the search field, search for and select your printer model. In the Firmware section, locate the firmware update file. Look for the most recent firmware release. If the firmware version available is newer than the existing firmware on your printer, select Download. To check what firmware version you currently have on your printer, print a configuration report or a network configuration report from the Printer Control Panel menu. These reports are located under the Setup menu. The report will have the current firmware version on it. Once the new firmware downloads, run the file. Follow the prompts to complete the installation, and then, to complete the process, select OK.